Do you know what is gastritis? Well, to understand this disease that affects your digestive system, first of all we need to understand what is the digestive system and its functions. So let's begin. Well, each part of our digestive system helps to move food and liquid through our digestive tract. This will break food and liquid into some smaller parts. With this process, your body can absorb and move nutrients to where they are needed, as they are blood, cells, etc. And finally, your large intestine absorbs water, and then you make stool or feces. But let's understand first of all, what are the organs that makes up this digestive system. First of all, we have the mouth. The mouth is where you put the food in and you start to chew. But when your mouth starts chewing, now you start to produce saliva. And these salivary glands will be like the first glucose absorbment. Through the pharynx and the esophagus, you will be able to swallow all the stuff that you are eating. Now remember that as soon as you enter food in your mouth, it stops being called food and it's named bolus. When it passes through your esophagus with the usage of peristalsis, now enters your stomach. In your stomach, it becomes chyme. Afterwards, it will pass through your liver and your pancreas, and those are the accessory organs, as your salivary glands too. After that, the thing will pass through your small intestine. In that small intestine, you will absorb almost all the nutrients you need, and these will get into directly your blood. Then finally the large intestine will absorb all the water remaining and it will get out through your anus as stool or feces, as I just mentioned earlier. But how does your body get these nutrients? Well, with the usage of the salival amylase, you will get the first glucose of your body. Right after that, the gastric acid will become the bolus into chyme. Our liver has a powerful digestive juice that's called the bile, and with the usage of the gallbladder, that will help us to regulate that bile. And this bile is important because it will help us to break down fats. The pancreas will absorb all the enzymes. These will break down sugars, more fats, and some starch. This will help us too to make hormones, so it's very important to take care of it. Now, when it enters to the small intestine, well, the villi will absorb all the nutrients that we need. But now that we understand everything about the digestive system, let's talk about a little bit of this disease that's called gastritis.
La gastritis se enciende por muchos motivos, pero se apaga con genoprazol.
Más salsita, ¿no? Del que pica, ¿eh? Bien bañaditas. Postrecito.
Cuídate mejor con genoprazol. Una sola toma te protege hasta por 24 horas.
So, gastritis is an inflammation of the protective lining of the stomach. This makes severe inflammation of it. Chronic gastritis involves long-term inflammation that maybe can last years if you don't treat it correctly. And if you don't treat it correctly, you may cause bleeding or ulcers that are holes in your stomach walls. What are the causes about gastritis? Well, having a little bit of stomach weakness will make gastric liquids affect even your own stomach. Or another type of gastritis could be caused by a bacterial infection like the Helicobacter pylori. This is transmitted by person, but you can also contaminate with food or water. There are other factors like alcohol consumption, drugs, or even having a lot of stress in your life. And the treatment for gastritis is the usage of antacids or antibiotics, and having a diet in which you avoid eating acid stuff. For example, hot sauce. That are the main causes and treatments for gastritis. So if you feel constant pain in your stomach or you're feeling like burn, you maybe need to go and see a doctor because you can have this disease. But remember that having the correct treatment and on time, you won't have any long-term complications. And thank you for your time watching this program.